Hello everyone. In this video we are going to create a hotel managed reservation system. A hotel reservation system is C#. So I'm using Visual Studio 2019, and once it gets loaded, go to new project, Next is go to ASP.NET Web Application for C# and click next. Now let's give this a name. Now once you've given it a name, just leave everything as it is. I'm using .NET 4.5 and click create. Now we are going to select MVC. So we are using ASP.NET MVC, and are we using HTTPS for now? No. We're going to change authentication and select individual accounts. Next, let's leave web API for now. Create. Now it's opened. So all we need to do is we have to close this and go to Solution Explorer and go to Modules. Now right click here and try to add some modules. Add a class. So right now we need a class, and we just call this room. Also we need to right click again and add another class, and we'll call these guests. Now apart from rooms and guests, we need room usage. Okay. Now right here in the room, all we need is to create some properties. Say prop. Once you type prop, you hit your tag 2 times, then it completes this. So we need an int and id prop. We need a string. This is going to be small letter string, and we need to call this name. Then we also need Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, Ctrl+V. So here we need location, and here we need type. And now I'm going to do something. I'm going to create a prop. I'm going to say, let me do this as string types. And now we need to return something like this. Okay, this is C#, and we need to, sorry, that should be this, if I'm correct at all. And okay, can I just say new string? Sorry, I use a lot of languages and sometimes I don't know. New string. Exactly. So now I've got that. So here we need first class, and here we need second class, need second class, and we also need third class. So that's it for now. And the next thing, I'm going to copy this, Ctrl C. I'm going to copy this, Ctrl V, and maybe Ctrl C, Ctrl V, Ctrl V. So let me try to say something like names. It's going to be phone numbers, phones, and address. Let's make this, and let's make these names. Now we have address, and the next thing, we can give this guy a username and password and allow them to log in when necessary. Username and password. Now we also need a prop. This time around, go and it's active. This will use this to disable the user and enable the user. Also need prop date time, and let's call this date. Okay, that's the creation date. Let me capitalize this. Okay, so now we'll copy this class and get back to here and try to paste these properties. Okay, now here in the room usage, all I need is here in the room usage, all I need is something like this: prop int id. Now we also need Ctrl C, Ctrl V, Ctrl V. Okay, so now I need room ID, room ID, and I need guest ID. That is it. And next thing we will need is we will need a pro room room. Now we need this, and we are going to make this to be something like we need to get. For now, I'm going to disable this and come back to it in a moment. Okay, so I'm going to build the project. Ctrl Shift B to build the project, then quickly go to Solution Explorer, go to controllers and try adding controllers with views. Okay, we are going to wait for the build to finish. Now the build is complete, so go to controllers and right click and try adding controllers. Next, you need to select MVC 5 controllers with view using entity framework. Now the class we need to create for guests, and I'm going to use asynchronous, and I'm going to use this application DB context. You can pick some of these options, you can neglect them. Now that is done. So next we do the same thing for other classes, and we've done that for guests, so we need to do it for room. Just that. Now I've done the same thing for room usage. Okay, so I've created 3 controllers now, and the next thing we need to do is we need to, okay, guests can create themselves, but they cannot view list of guests. So we need to add some attributes, and we need to say authorize. authorize. No, it should be authorize. Since I'm making some mistakes, it should be authorized. Okay, and here we say rules. We only want administrator to access this page. Okay, and also view details. We only want administrator to access this page and view details, and maybe but new people can create their own guests. Control M, Control O, and deleting of guests. So only administrators can delete guests and view the list of guests. So, but for rooms, only administrator will be able to Control M, Control O. Only administrators will be able to create rooms. Control V, Control V. Now, and only administrator will be able to delete rooms. Control S. So, in case if you don't know the meaning of this, only users who belong to the rooms administrator will be able to do these things. I'm going to show you in a moment. Now, the next thing we'll have is room usage. So, room usage, as for the index, we are going to do something here, but for deleting it, we're going to make that only available to admin. Control M, Control O, Control V, Control V. Now, I'm going to okay, so that is all for now, and the next thing we really need to do is to get back to our models and go to room usage. We create some kind of lazy loading stuff, public visual, and we make this room. This is going to be equal to new application db context. Okay, dot rooms rooms dot where, sorry, it's going to first be to list, convert that to list. Okay, no, just say rooms dot find, and now we use room id, that is it. So we repeat the same thing to guest guest guest, and we go to guest and guest id, control shift s. Now that's all we need to do for this. The other thing else we might need to do is the other thing else we might need to do is we might need to okay, I think I will have to go here, and we have to go here. Let's try to get a list of all guests. Let's get someone to get the list of all guests. Now we're going to map this. This is not going to be not mapped. This is not going to be saved in the database. Alt enter, and using system.components data annotations. And the next thing we need to do now is we need to change this to be guests, and guests is guests. This time around we just say that to list. That is done. Okay, we need to make this a list also. That is good. Okay, just say guess. Control Shift S. For now, that's all we need to do now. And we also need to do the same thing for the rooms. Now, right here, hit Alt, Enter, and Enter. Now we have rooms, and we say rooms. Control Shift S. I'm going to save that for now and get back to this video in a moment. Hello. So I'm going to continue from where I paused the video last time. So right now, I think I have to remove some of this. I don't really need this for now. So I'm going to comment it out. And I'm going to create another one. This is going to be visual also. And it's going to be a list of room usage. Okay. Usages. Okay. So now this is actually going to return new application db context dot room usage dot to list dot where, oh, this is C sharp, sorry, dot where function x equal to x dot room id equals id dot to list. Just that. Okay, so we also need to do the same thing for our guest class. And remember to comment this out. Okay, so here, ooh, here we'll be using this is going to be guest ID. Okay, so with that we are good to go. We can save and rebuild our project. And the next thing we are going to do now is we are going to work on the interface. We're going to work on the interface. So quickly, I'm going to run this program and see how everything will look like. And right here I have my admin, I have my rooms. Okay, I'm going to do something in a moment. I'm going to go to my login and I'm going to go to my login model and do something there. Identity model is here. Okay, that should be account controller. I'm going to come in here and to end control. I'm going to go to login. So I've got a code and I want to paste this code right inside our program. Right here inside the login controller, account controller class and the login method. I want to paste this code here. I'm going to quickly modify it and let you know what this code does. And right here you can see I'm going to say okay, db equal to new db context. So here I'm simply creating rules. I'm simply creating rules here. Okay, let me just let me keep two rules. Let's have our guests. Okay, so now we have administrators and guests. I'm going to hit Alt Enter here and get some import statements, some using statements, and here we are good to go. I've simply created some rules here, the administrator and the guest. Okay, so uh, you remember I added some attributes on our, if we get to guest controller, you can see these attributes here. So only users who belong to the administrator rule can access these methods. Okay, so that is what I actually did here. Once the user tries to log in, it checks if these rules have been created. If not, they will get created automatically. Now I tried creating a default administrator user here for the site, and I'm going to delete some of these. For now, we are not disabling users, or maybe we can. Maybe we can. Okay. For now, let's just leave this. Okay. So I have deleted these ones and created a default user. Something is happening here. Let me see. Okay. I'm going to make the method async, and I'm going to restore this. So with that, I'm good to go. So I've simply created the administrator user and added some rules to our application. So if I'm going to use the guest as if I'm going to use the administrator and the guest, maybe I shouldn't have this our guest here. Maybe I shouldn't have added all this. I think I shouldn't have done this. I'm making some mistake here. Making some mistake here. Okay, I'm going to quickly do some. Let me delete this class. Let me delete our guest class. I'm going to delete it. Let me work with our identity model. Since this is going to be a web application, and I think, okay, I think I'm in a wrong location. Oh, sorry. Let me get to this first. Okay, here is where I should be. So I'm going to copy most of the codes from our guest here and paste it inside our place. So I'm pasting this here, and I'm going to delete the username password and also the phone field. I'm going to move this down now. Okay, and this guy is going to be equal to first name, So right here we only have username here. I'm going to create, or rather let me just undo this and let's take the names field and make this so simple. Let's make this simple using statements. Okay, okay. So here we will no longer use this, and instead we're going to F12, get me here and make this guy a string. Let's make this guy a string guest ID, and okay. So I'm going to delete this class, or rather I'm going to exclude this class from our project. I'm going to exclude it so that it doesn't get involved in what we are doing. Okay, so I've done that, and I'm going to do the same thing for the controller. Exclude it, and also for the views, exclude this also. So now I have done this, and all I need, get back to my account controller class and control control Z. I'm going to try to undo some things, okay, so that I can get back. Okay, control C, control shift Z. Now I've gotten what I want, so I'm going to paste back my code here. So right now I don't have the first name, last name. What I have is active, and I don't have anything like rule there. Okay, so getting back here, I have my is active. Okay, this should be is active. Now it's gone, and date. Okay, so that's the account creation date. Now I have actually added a login for the admin. Like I said before, I've created an account for the administrator, and we can see the password. This is the username for login, and this is the password. Password is going to be password space one. Okay, so with this we are good to go. We are good to go. And let me get back to our room usage. And instead, this is not going to be guest again. This is going to be application user, app user, application user, guest. Okay, let me get this after this should be commented. Control tab, and this time around users. Okay, so that's done now, and all I need to do now is to get back to all I need to do now is to get back here, and okay, let's go to our room usage controller now, and we need something to we need to return something here. This time around, all we need is we need a http post action method. Okay, so I'm going to actually copy this and modify it in a moment. So what we need now is post, and in this post we need to return rooms room usage slash rooms. Okay, and I'm going to delete some of these, and this is going to be, it's not going to validate anti-forgery token. So I'm going to delete this and just call it rooms. Okay, so shift and delete that, and this is not going to be a synchronous method. So I'm deleting that, and now all I need to do is I need some parameter here. I need string type here. So this should give us room type. And what is this saying? Okay, so this is going to be small letter string type. Now I don't need this. Okay, if string is not, if type is not, type is not null. Okay, let me do this instead. String dot is null or empty. This should be better. If not, now we are checking if the type is not null or empty. We want to return a list of rooms that belong to that type, room type. Okay, so that's what I actually wanted to do there. And now all I need to do is I'm going to delete this and create a list of rooms, list rooms, room rooms equal to db db.rooms dot to list, or where function x lambda x dot type equals type. Okay, dot to list again. So we are good to go. Now that I've gotten the list of rooms, all I need to do is to return rooms. Sorry, this show is not local. I need to do this as JSON, return JSON, new imagine. Am I correct? Let me check. Let me import this first. Return JSON rooms. Okay, so let me try to return null here. Now we are going to return a list of rooms here that belong to this type. So we are going to call this action method from our with JavaScript on our view on our uh, view. Okay, that's it on our HTML page. And right now, I think I'm through with the whole coding. All I need for now, I'm through with that. So what I'm going to do here now is to what I'm going to do here now is to go to my login again. I'm going to my login, right click here and go to view. Now I'm going to copy something quickly. I'm going to get in here and go to my login. I'm going to copy everything here, Ctrl C, and get back to this page, Ctrl A, delete everything here, Ctrl V, paste it, Ctrl S. Okay, so I have just pasted some. I think I have a problem here. I don't know what my. Okay, so that should be this. So save that. The next thing I need to make some changes here. Okay, quickly. I'll be using some other things. I'm going to open up this content and open up our bundle.config. Okay, so I'm also going to open up our fonts. So right here, I need to open this up in the folder Explorer, and try to minimize this guy. So under contents, I need some font awesome. I need maybe, do I need a dashboard? Okay, let me just copy these things in the pop and style. These are my previous CSS files that I've used in a different project. So I also need to use my fonts, and all I need is to copy these ones from my fonts into this. Okay, so I'm done. Now you are going to see the difference between this project and your own if you are following me to create this project. Once I run it, you will notice something. Now I'm going to go into our view, login view, and right click here and say view in browser. Let's see what happens. So it's open now, and I'm going to, oops, I think I made a mistake. Control Shift W to view in Firefox. Now go to advanced and accept the risk. Now automatically, due to the fact that we are using entity framework, our database is getting created, and is going to create the default user for us, which is the administrator. So I'm going to get back in here and copy our code and copy our username and password. I'm going to copy our username and password, and our username is administrator. But I think I'm going to have a problem now, because I'm supposed to make some changes to this code, which I'm yet to make. So I'm supposed to go to bundles.config and copy some. I'm supposed to copy this. Ctrl C. Okay. So I'm supposed to paste that here. Ctrl V, Ctrl S, to Shift B for build. Okay. So now it should log me in. Now this is what I have. I'm going to reload this page to effect the changes I've made, and you can see some icons will come up on this page immediately. Okay, so we are good to go. Now all I need now is, I'm going to close this page, and all I need now is to copy the username, and which is administrator, and the password is password space one. Control, Control C, Control V, and remember the user and log me in. Okay, save this. It says it's not a valid email address. Okay, and okay, this is supposed to be my email address. Okay, now log me in. So okay, let me try this again and see what happens. Still throwing some error. I don't know what I'm getting wrong here. Maybe there's an issue with the HTML code I just pasted now, and I think I have a lot of errors here. Okay, okay. So let me get back to the HTML code and edit. Okay, so I have found what the problem is, and I'm going to also fix it in my code here so that I don't copy this next time. The problem is actually this. Uh, Here is my problem. Control C and copy this. Control V here, and right here I'm going to give this a value that's model dot username, small password. What do I need here? I think I need model dot, this is email, right? Email, that's all I need. Control S. So back to this. Hello. So I've actually found what the problem is, why I'm unable to log in with my valid email and password. So to fix this, I'm going to get into this place and go to my login view, click on this email, hit F12, and it takes me here. You can see that this is required as email. I'm going to comment this out and okay. Now Ctrl Shift B to build the project and get back here once the build is over and go to login again. Okay, so now I can simply use the administrator, which is my username, instead of the email, and remember password and login. I'm going to get logged into the program now. You can see that. Okay, so if I should navigate to, sorry for that, if I should navigate to, let me socket this. If I should navigate to something like rooms, or rather room. Okay, so take me to rooms. Let me see what happens here. Okay, so it takes me to rooms. Now I'm able to view this page because I'm actually the administrator. Now let's try to create rooms. Now you can see what we have here. If we want to create rooms, we simply get this name of the room, location and type, and what do you have? Okay, so I'm going to modify this page immediately and show us what we have at the end of the day. Getting back to this place, I'm going to go to quickly. I need to close one page. To do that, I need to also copy this, Control A, Control C. I need to copy this register page. If you notice, go to account, register. this is register. You'll notice that if I go to if I open up another tab and try to navigate to this address, if I try to navigate to this address right here, you can see that it says I should log in. Then if I go to create new account, you can see I get an interface that is now that good. So I'm going to get in here, Control A, Control V to paste a new thing here, save it with Control S, come back here and refresh this page. Okay, so I think I have a problem in that code, and I'm going to quickly get in to see what my error is. It says validation message for expression something something. What else? Okay, so here we should change this to hotel reservation system. Control S. Get back here and refresh the page. Now we have a beautiful registration page. Okay, so once I've done that, I can now close up this program because I don't actually need it. I've copied everything I need from it, and all I'm going to do now is close the register page, close the login page, and okay, what do we want to? We want to work on the create room page. So go to rooms controller and go to create, and click on it and go to view. Control M, Control G. So right here we have create new room. Okay, create new room and delete this. Control S. Let's reload the page and see what we have here. Better. So now we also need to push some of these things down, and okay, so let me quickly make this fast. All I need is I need to make this guy form control, Control S, and let me show you what that does here. It's going to increase this button immediately. So that is done. By default, a room gets active. I'm going to delete this. A room gets active by default, so I'm going to delete the is active something, save it and show on. The next thing I need to work on, okay, I also need to delete the date and work on the type. I need to delete the date. So the date value is not required. I need to work on the type. So what do we need to have here in the type? We don't need this actually. We need something here. We need to write a HTML statement. So we need to say select. Is it select? No. Options. Is it options? Why is my IntelliSense not coming up? I don't know why my IntelliSense is not coming up. Hold on. For most of the times I have to depend on this. Okay, so what I need here is that should be select. Hit tab 2 times and it completes the rest of them. So I actually need to select and give this a name. The name is going to be type, which is the name of our module here, and I need to give this a class, give it form control, and also give that drop down, Control S to save it. And right here we need to put some options, but before we do that we need to use at and then for each. Hit tab 2 times and it gets completed for each item in model dot. What do I have in my model? types. Yeah, for each item in model.types, you need to return something here. Okay, so we need to put in item here. That's item, and we do the same thing here. Control S. So with that, we are good to go, and we can actually refresh our page and see what happens here now. So now I got this error message. What does that mean? It means that an empty model was passed to this. So to fix this, I'm going to go to Ctrl M, Ctrl G, go to the controller of this class and try to do some. Now I'm right here in the controller, and instead of returning just this, I'm going to return new, say return view new room. Okay, Control S, Control Shift B to rebuild it. And once it's done building the project, I can get back to my view and can get back here and refresh this page. Once it's done, that is done, and I can refresh my page. Okay, so now here is what we have. We just need to enter the name of the room and enter the location and the class. Okay, then we'll click create. Now let me also modify this view and put in a little functionality in there. I'm going to let me remove all these. Control F within the current documents and replace it with nothing. It's going to replace each occurrence of it. And let me move this guy up. Sorry. And all I need is, do I need a div for this? Let me reload this page and see what happens. Okay, that's good. So what I need here is I need a div. This is going to be 12 though, and this is also going to be 12. And this is going to be 12. Control S, Control F. Let me see what happens here. Okay. Let's make this guy 12 and let's clear the offset. Control S. So now I need this. Control V. I need to close this div here. Control C. Now enter alt down. Control S. Control V. Now let's check back and see what happens now. Okay, so right now we have a better design, and so the next thing we need to do now is we need to get back to our controller class and do some stuff here. Control N, Control G, Then go to the create that accepts this, and remember that have we have removed this. Okay, and we we don't have this also. So now we have this, and all we just need to do now is, before we add it to the room, we need to, from here we need to check if room is not null, it's not equal to null. Now we want to do some things like room that is active, we want to make it true by default, and as well we want to make room dot date equal to date time dot now. Okay, so with that we are ready to go. Control Shift build. Now we are going to add, let's say room 101, 101, and the location is first floor, and it's the first class. Now say create. Let's see what happens. I hope everything will work fine. Okay, so this is what we have now, and I'm going to, in a moment I'm going to create more rooms. I'm going to say room 102, and location still the same thing, first floor. I'm going to create another room, say room 103, and location is first floor. Create. I'm going to create another room, and say room 104, and location is second floor, and this is going to be second class. Now you can see what we have here so far, and they are all active. We can edit, we can view the editors, we can delete them because we are admin. Now what I need to do next here is, I need to, we are done with the room. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to work on, already our guests are our users. Okay, and guests can actually log in from, let me attempt to open this in a new container. Guests can actually log in from another, reload this page. Guests can actually log in or create accounts. Okay, now we need to do something here. From our room usage, okay, let's go to our room usage. I'm going to do something, by the way. Okay, let me just leave this, and I'm going to go to our room usage controller and see what we have here. Firstly, let's go to our create. Let's go to our create. Let me go to the view of this first, and Control Shift W. Now we have our, okay, so go to rooms, Control C, and press this here, Control V. Now this should be book new room, Control S. Okay, so shift home, delete, delete. Okay, okay. Now I'm going to reload this and get back here F5 to see something. Okay, book new room, book two rooms, book a new room, and so on. So if we try to book a new room, you will see what we are going to see here, and this is not good. So we need to change this. We need to change this. Okay, so for us to change this now, what we need to do is we need to go to our controller first, Control M, Control G, then go to the create controller, Control M, Control G for the view. So we have book a room. I have book a room here, and I'm going to make this to be h4 instead, and Control S. So from here, all I need to do is we need to allow the person to select room type. Okay, so I think here is where we have much work to do, and room usage is not supposed to have this. Room usage is not supposed to have this active. I don't know why I have that there. So I'm going to delete it. F12. So room usage is not going to have this active. It's not necessary. So take me back here and delete this. Control S. Now once I do something like this, I need to actually get into, I think, is it here? I actually need to get into this place and enable migration. Enable migrations. Okay, so now I need to say allow data loss equal to true, and I'm also going to enable this to true. Control S. Now I'm going to say update database. So we do this each time we make changes to our models. You remember that you can remember that. Okay, in closing this, you remember that I deleted something from this room usage class, so I had to update our database. So we are using entity framework. You can check tutorials on entity framework and you will get to see what I mean. Now all I need to do here is I need to return something here. I need to return something here. I need something. I need to get the list of guests, and I also need room ID. So to achieve this, I need to first get in here and create room type. I'm going to select room type, Control M, Control G. Right here in this create, I'm going to pass in new room for this new room. Okay, I'm going to pass in new room, and just like I did in the other controller, in the rooms controller, I have to copy something here. I have to copy this. Okay, I have to copy this. Control C, Control Tab. Now I will need the person to select, first of all, select room type, Control S, now F5. Okay, so I got an error message. This is supposed to be room usage, and I need something here to fix this. So I need, okay, I think I need to get something from the room. I need to get this type from the room. Meanwhile, I don't need this to be saved in the database, so I'm going to say not marked, and I'm going to do the same thing. Control C, Control Tab, and paste that right here, Control V, Control S, Alt Enter, port. So Control Shift B, and at the same time I need to update my database. So now I have done this, I can get back to my create and the error should be gone. Okay, so the error is not gone yet. All I need to do is, instead of using level 4, I can use level instead and use a string property here like this. Okay, so next I need to go back to the controller of this class, and instead of passing new room, say new room usage. So with that we are good to go. Okay, I don't need any validation for this, so I'm going to delete this guy, and same thing here. Okay, so now I can reload the page and see what's happening here. So here is what I have now. I can now pick this. So what I actually want is, when the user changes this, I need to load something. Okay, and for that I'm going to have copied some code which I'm going to paste, and I'm going to say here on change, I'm going to say on change load room by type. Okay, that's going to be a JavaScript method, and meanwhile I need to give this an option. value, no, disabled, and selected. Okay, so select, Ctrl S. Now I need to come in here and say script type JavaScript. Okay, so right inside here, I'm going to press the code I just copied now, and I will change a few things quickly. I'm going to change a few things quickly. Firstly, I'm going to change this control tab. I will be posting to I'll be posting this to room usage slash rooms. Okay, so I'm going to delete this, Control V, and this is going to accept a parameter called type, Control C, go back, and I need something called type, Control V. So I need, I've given this a name, type also. Okay, so from here I need to say, I don't need this. I don't need this. I need type, Control V, type equal to get element by CID or name. We've used ID equal to type, Control S. So now we can get element by ID type. And what I actually wanted to do is I need to I'm going to delete this type, dot value. Okay, so this is going to return the selected option, and all I need to do is, once the value is posted and some rooms are returned, I need to look through the return values. I need to look through the return values, and okay, I'm going to collect, okay, hello. So I've made some changes to the code, and here is what I have right now. And one of the things I changed was this post. It was initially guest, I had to change it to post. Then I wrote this method which I used to look through and add some data to our select option. Okay, so I'm quickly going to, I actually went to the controller class again. I changed it from action result to JSON result. Then I also did something like this. Okay, so having said that, I'm going to Control C to copy this, and I'm going to do the same thing here. Control V, and like close this. Control C, enter. Control S, So do the same thing here. And tag and delete. Okay. So I'm going to delete this date as it is not required here. Delete, Control S. And now I'm going to check back the interface again. Let's see what happens here. So let's also delete something again. Let's try to find this Control F and replace it with nothing. Middle of the document, Control S to save that. Get back and try to refresh this page. Right now the program is running perfectly fine, and okay, so it has loaded list of rooms that belong to first class here. Then if we check this, we can see the list of rooms that belong to second class. So I'm going to load this value immediately for our guest. I'm going to do that, and meanwhile I'm going to make this guy form control, and I'm going to delete this and change this to 12. Now what else do I need to do? Okay, I need to change this as well, and just make this guy to be a room. Okay, now I have to come up here and do the same thing. Okay, I should do the same thing for guests. Okay, so now we can refresh our page and see the changes. Okay, so now for us to get this, we also need a drop down. For it. Control C and Control V. And the first thing we do is to copy this and replace it with here. Okay, so we need to remove this. And instead of this, we can say guests. Okay, Control C. And now we need to get into our room usage class and try something here. We need something that is not marked. That means it will not be stored in the database. And we say prop, of course, is going to be a list of app user, application user, app user. It's going to be a list of app user, and I'm going to call this guest. Okay, so now I need to say new db contest dot users. Firstly, okay, let me see if I have no. So let me use to list first and x dots. Let me see if there is anything like rules here. I'm going to pause this video and check something. Okay, so I figured out what to do. Right now I can better call guest users method. Right now I do better call this and I'll enter generate method. Now I only need something like this. I need to say okay, create a new list of users equal to new db dot to list, and right now I need a new list application users, new users equal to new list of application users. Okay, so now I will look through and I use for each item in users if if user okay, if item should be if item does to list. Okay, let me try this. If item dot row, let's see. Okay, so if item dot rows, let's select the first row and simply use it. Okay, let me just use first or default dot role ID equals to this. Okay, now I want to add this new users to add item. At the end of the day, I want to return new users. And I think that's all I need. So I actually that's all I need for now. I'm going to go back to my create and get users. Okay, item dot username. Now I need to id. I need to pick their id here, and here I need to display their username. So now that I've done this, I will also need to do something here in our account controller. Okay, in our account controller class, I need to, just like I've added this, just like I've added this guest rule, I need to go to our register. I need to go to our register class, our register method, and this is it. So right here I need to, this creates a new user with certain password. Right here I will need to make the user to be a guest. Okay, so let me quickly copy the code I already have here. Okay, now right inside here I'm going to paste that db.users. Okay, application db content db equals a new. Okay, so now I've added this, and okay, um, I'm going to get this row ID also. Interesting. And going to do the same. What I need here is a guest. So now what I've actually done here is that when a user tries to register, and the user will be registered as a guest, the user will be registered as a guest. Okay, so now getting back here, I'm going to go to the controller of this, control M, control G, go to create and try to remove this. Now we only need room ID, and I think there's something else we are missing. So here we simply need to check if usage, if room usage is now equal to no. Now we need to say that's date equal to date time that's now that's exactly. Okay, now I've already deleted that, so it's not necessary anymore. Control Z, Control Z, Control S. Okay, so one thing is remaining here. I need to bind something here. I need to bind something. So I'm going to room usage, and you actually need to keep track of how many hours the user is going to use the room. Okay, so for that I'm going to say make this double, and I'm going to make this usage hours. Okay, and at the same time I also need something else, book date. Okay, check-in date, check-in. Okay, I'm going to cut this control. This is going to be date time. That should be date time. Control V, check-in. Okay, and now for that we also need checkout. And how do we get our checkout? To get our checkout, all we need to do is, sorry for that. To get our checkout, all we need to do is, that's going to be a date and time. It's going to be a date and time, and we'll call that checkout. So the checkout is actually going to be check-in, sorry, check-in dot add hours, hours, hours. Now we are trying to add the number of hours that the customer will be using. So this is what we'll be needing. Okay, and for that we are also going to update our database due to the changes that we've made. So apologies, my PC is hanging. Okay, so right now I need the check-in hours, and I also need this guy. Control C, Control Z. Now I need to press them back in here. Okay, the room usage controller, I need to press them here. Comma, hours, and this Control S. So I'm going to go back to create, and I need to add two more fields. I need to add two more fields. This is room ID, and this is room ID, and this is types. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to call this usage hours, and copy this, Control C, Control V, and this is not going to be a select anymore. So this is going to be a text box. This is going to be a text box, and it's going to be a datetime input file, date time. Name is great. I think I'm making a mistake. Okay, so let me simply duplicate this. this is not going to be date time, this is going to be number, and then hours, and okay, what am I going to do next? Okay, then hours, and okay, so now next thing I need here is the input for daytime. Let's refresh the page and see what happens. Now while we are refreshing the page, I would like to do some things here. I would like to come to this room and put some attributes here to make this guy required. Okay. Just to import this. So I'm going to copy this and press this and so now go to room usage, also press this, press this will be required, and this will be required. Alt enter using system, so shift build, and once we are done with building it, we'll come over here and update our database back to our create. Okay, so right here, okay, I have some things here now for the usage hours and the dates. Okay, so I'm going to do something here. This is going to be checking dates, checking dates, dates and time, and for this I'm going to give it a class form control. That should be form control, and at the same time I'm going to give the same class to this guy too. Now check our page again. While refreshing this, you will notice that these ones will spread up. Okay, so here is our usage hour, and here is our checking date and time. Okay, so if I should pick first class, definitely I will get the rooms for first class. Now I can pick guests. We don't have any guests here. Let me try to open this on a separate tab. Let me open this on a new container, and right now, okay, it looks like this class is not authorized. I'm going to Control M, Control G. Room usage, I'm going to authorize this class. Alright, control shift build. And once we are done with that, if this guy tries to reload this page, he will no longer be able to access it. Okay, you'll be requested to log in. Okay, so I need to create new account here, and let me call myself Chooks, and I want to pick administrator's password as my password. And okay, so unfortunately this is not a valid email address. Okay, now let's register. Can save this. Okay, I think there's an issue somewhere. Um, there's an issue somewhere. Creation date is having a problem. Creation date is having a problem. I need to get back here. Go to account controller and try to make user that will be wrong. Okay, here is what I should do. Date equal to date time dot now. Okay, this should be done now. So this is going to solve that problem. Now if we reload the page and try again, we are going to see a change. We are going to see a change. But the user is already registered, so that's not going to be a problem anymore. Okay, so I think the program is working fine now. I was actually comparing a wrong something. Okay, so with that, we are good to go. And what next might I check now? What next can I check now? Right now, all I can check now is to check if the current room is available, and once I've done that, we are okay with the program. So how do we check that? We simply get to the room usage controller, and check if the room is available. Okay, so let's do that here. If room usage dot, let's check the check-in dates. Let's see the check-in dates. If the check-in date is greater than, okay, how do we do this now? How do we do this now? How do we do this now? Okay, okay. I think I have to do something now. List. I need a list of room. I need a list of room usage. Okay. Use this equals to db dot usage dot to list dot where x dot room id. Now what we are trying to do now is to verify if this room is empty. Room usage dot room id. Okay, now we need to convert this to list. Now we want to check if uses contain, if usages we want to check if usages contains. Okay, now let's look through for each z, for each item in usages if, okay, let me think out this logic and then continue with this. Okay, so I have figured that out, and here is what we will get. We first check if the check-in date is greater or equal to the previously checked in values, and or okay, and if the previously checked in is less or equal to this. Okay, so we want to do something, and okay, so let me try this, and at this point we need to add an error. Model state dot add model error, just add an error on the message. So the message is room is not available. Okay, room is not available. Return view, return view, and room usage only there. So with that, we are good to go. If this condition is actually true, I've not tested, but if this condition happens to be true, then the program is going to work fine, just fine. Then I'm going to go to the index. I'm going to go to the index again, index control L control G, and right here I'm going to, okay, right here I'm going to display, instead of doing this, I'm going to display room.name, and the same thing I will do guest.username. Okay, so with that we are good to go. And Control Shift W. While this is loading, let me try something here. I'm going to go to, let me check rooms index and get me here under the edit. Let me try something. Firstly, I'm going to check something here, class fa edit, edit, exactly, this is what I want. Control X. So now I'm going to come in here and inject HTML attributes, and I can say Control V, just put at class equal to something here. Okay, so just say new and cover this like that. Okay, so I'm going to, I want to test this out. Control Shift W. Let me see this page. Okay, so I have the edit button. That's actually what I want, and I'm going to delete this text. I'm also going to test that. Control V. Instead of edit, let me see if I have the details about. I don't have that. Let me see delete, delete, remove, move. Okay, I have remove. Control C. Can put this here and place this with remove. Delete this. Control S. Now I can refresh this page. I need something else here. So I've added these CSS classes, and they were able to give me this. Okay, right now I'm going to be working on this book room. Let's test it and see what happens. going to close this, and let's select a room type, say first classrooms, and let's pick room 101, and let's see if okay, usage hours, let's pick 12 hours, and today's date is 2019, and slash 12 slash 08, okay, space, and hour is 12 a.m. 12:00, okay, and let me make this also 00, okay. So create, let's see if we can get any error or if it gets created. I think there's a problem. It's having issue with our date and time again. Having issue with our date and time. So we are having issue with the create and talking about the rule in usage. So one of the error about says conversion from resulted in date time does not date time to in usage. Okay, I think the problem is not from my code, the problem is actually from here. Let me see what happens here. It's still throwing the same statement. Okay, let me see if I can convert this date. Okay, hold on. Okay, where is my problem likely coming from? Control G. Let me trace this and get back to you. Okay, I've already found that. I think my problem is coming in from here. This is supposed to be checking date, checking, and Control C, Control V, Control Shift S. Just get back here and reload this page. Okay, so select the room, guest, 12 hours. This is 2019, 12:08, and this is 12. This is 11 p.m. and you can say 00. I'm going to copy this, Control C. Okay, so it gets created. Now let's try to book this room again within the next 12 hours. Let's try to book this room again within the next 12 hours. First class. So What's happening here? So let's try booking from the same. Okay, so I think it's it is working now. We've gotten the message that the room is not available. But if we try to register the same room, if we try to register the same room for a different time altogether, okay, if 12 plus 12 is 24 hours. Now, if I try to register this for the next 24 hours, I think it should work. Oh, oh, oh. Sorry, that's what's wrong. Okay, now if I set this to 00 and set this to 9, let's see what happens. Every one of these has come back to its. Okay, the room is still not available. Uh, uh, okay, so maybe there is an error in my code, and I'm quickly going to check that. Meanwhile, I made some changes to my models here, and I'm going to close this. Okay, so here I have 12, and here I have check-in is 8, 12, 8, and the checkout is 12. Okay, so from here now I can actually check what I'm doing. Okay, Let me do something here. Okay, so let's pick first class as usual and guess any one of them here. Say 24 hours and creation time. Let's pick 9 and let's check these booked rooms again. This guy is supposed to check out at 9:12 a.m. So he is going to be available at 9:12. So let's try it again.